Thank you, and good morning, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be here and to give you a bit of an overview of some of the main developments in Europe. And I have to say it's a very exciting time for anyone involved in marine data management and sharing in Europe, because there's a lot of activities going on. And I think it's safe to say that a lot of progress has been made over the last 15 years in working towards a more open and interoperable data sharing framework in Europe. And that's largely possible because the importance of ocean data has risen greatly on the political agenda and has now been recognized at the highest level at the European Commission for some time now. That ocean data is a crucial and essential aspect to support societal needs in terms of research to improve our knowledge of the marine environment, but also to support marine management and protection, to support our policies and its implementation, but also to supply the needs of a growing blue economy, which requires more data and information to be developed in a sustainable way. And this has allowed us to increase the budget that is available for not only ocean observing in the member states, but also for a more open and sharing framework at the pan-European level. There's too many activities going on to really go into depth, but I will try to give you a little bit of an overview and an update of some of the major pan-European initiatives that have contributed greatly to the progress that we've made over the last 15 years. And these are different in nature and in scope, and also different in funding and the way they've organized and the focus that they have, the purpose, but they are interconnected and very much interdependent. We're talking about CDataNet, which is a network of oceanographic data centers that is existing for a long time. We're talking about archive data. We're talking about the Copernicus Marine Environmental Monitoring Service, which is part of the Copernicus Space Program, which is more an operational service. And then the third one is the last arrival, is the European Marine Observation and Data Network, which is much more multidisciplinary, and it's funded through another department. It's the European Commission Director General for Maritime Affairs and Fisheries. So when we look at CData Cloud, and I thank the coordinator Michel Fichot for providing some updates on, and she's also here if you have further questions, on the achievements. CDataNet over the years has contributed greatly to developing standards, expanding vocabularies, applying linked data principles for richer metadata and searches, but also for handling different types of data, such as you can see on the right-hand side, on the top of the flow, cytometer data. But has also improved over the years the different services and developed important innovations that we are still using also in other services. Where are we today with the CData Cloud? We're moving the infrastructure to a cloud environment. The development is done, tests are being ongoing. And there's also developments going on developing the virtual research infrastructure. The next phase for the CData Cloud is to develop a new project which will be submitted very shortly and is hopefully going to be starting later this year, if all goes well. The main aim here is to extend the CData Cloud consortium to include more data centers and specific technical partners, providing further services for users with a focus on enhanced virtual research environment with data and tools for marine environmental studies, but also to enhance the data management procedure, the fairness of data and related services, including long-term preservation standards for metadata and data. The second initiative is the Copernicus Marine Environmental Monitoring Service, which combines observations both satellite and in situ to feed them into models and to generate ocean forecasts, but also developing ocean monitoring indicators. The in situ observing component is managed by the member states, but there is a strong coordination framework at the European level implemented by Mercator Ocean and the European Environmental Agency. And these efforts have really contributed to bringing the different data providers together in a coordinated way. The third initiative that I will like to bring to your attention is the European Marine Observation and Data Network, which is the latest of these three, started in 2009. It's much more broader, it's very multidisciplinary, working across 7 thematic areas, covering geology, biology, chemistry, physics, seabed habitats, and human activities data. That's also a novelty. It's a network of about 100 organizations, more than 100 organizations, that are collecting, assembling, and harmonizing data sets which are scattered across Europe and stored in different data repositories. It's a distributed data infrastructure, working a lot on interoperability. And on top of that, you have a central portal which provides a gateway to these different resources. Resources are the raw data, metadata, but also developing data products such as MAP, such as a digital terrain model, and maps on marine litter, for example, that all generated based on the pool of data and showing the power of open data for a wider community. And also data services, offering data services to search, retrieve, visualize, and manipulate the data. And all of that is open for use, free of restrictions. All of these initiatives have some international or global component, or at least contribute to global initiatives. And I will give you a few examples of what we are trying to do now within the network that I'm managing. The European Marine Observation and Data Network has been asked by the European Commission to develop an EMODnet for global strategy to make the architecture, the data resources more useful, and the products that we generate also available to global initiatives for IODE, for GEOS, and for others. So we developed an EMODnet community page where we list what kind of resources are available for different communities around the world. But in fact, the different thematic data portals are often already global in nature. This is a screenshot of the different platforms that EMODnet Physics is making available in terms of the data. So data is being made available from very different platforms and sources in a harmonized way, in an interoperable way, made available through machine-to-machine communication tools. There's also collaborations going on around the globe. The SUS MAP project is a collaboration between the Southern Ocean Observing System community, where the partners provide the data, and EMODnet Physics is providing the architecture, so the portal. A similar exercise is going on in the Arctic and also in the Red Sea. EMODnet is also contributing to marine global assessments. For example, EMODnet Biology is a fundamental pillar of international processes, such as the UN World Ocean Assessment, and is built on, as all of the EMODnet infrastructures are built on existing systems. So EMODnet Biology is built on Eurobis, and also generates a lot of data that is fed into the system. Around 20 million of the 50 million records of Eurobis are provided by EMODnet Biology. The new EMODnet digital bathymetry is also expanding coverage beyond European seas. And we are already contributing to the Ocean Data and Information System. There's a growing number of initiatives from EMODnet and products and information that we are making available, and we will increasingly do so, both by the partners, the coordinators, and the Secretariat. To conclude, next steps and future developments, we will continue to work along the marine knowledge value chain to internally coordinate between the different initiatives, to align, also to work more toward providing information products to diverse range of users, but we stand ready to increase our efforts to feed data and products, our expertise, and also the architecture, and contribute to global initiatives, including the UN decade of ocean science. Thank you.